Hello, my name is Stephanie Davis with Avaya Communications, and today I would like to do a presentation on creating new service requests with the newly enhanced Avaya support website. So let's begin. We'll start by navigating to the home address, which is support.avaya.com, which will navigate you to the main page for the Avaya support site. If you are currently not a registered user, you do have the option of registering now. If you have currently registered and you're ready to begin the process, you will need to enter your username and password. I will enter that information for our exercise and then we will move on. Once you click the login button, this will carry you to the Avaya support dashboard. And on this page, you will see the option for creating a new service request, opening service request. This option page you may also do a parts replacement on. For our exercise, we will choose service request, which will then navigate us to the Create a Service Request webpage. Here you'll see that you have three options available to you. I need to fix my product. I need to request Avaya services to move, add, or change. Or I have a question about an Avaya product. Keep in mind, you may also submit a request for parts or replacement parts here. For our exercise, we move down to step 1, which is our starting point. And here you will be required to either enter the site location sold to, or you may enter a serial number. You may enter a partial serial number at this location within this text box, and it will do an automatic lookup for you. For our exercises, we will go ahead and enter the site location by using the sold to. Once you enter that information, if you hit return, this will provide you with a running results list of all of the assets or solution elements that are associated with your site location. So what you want to do is choose the asset that you are reporting the issue on. For our purposes, we will choose the G650 Media Gateway. By doing that, you will be navigated to step number 2, which outlines the problem details. In this section, you'll need to provide a brief description of the problem and enter service request details. You will note that some fields are marked with an asterisk as a required field, and in those text boxes, data is required in order to create the service request. So I'll start with the first field, which is providing a brief description of your problem, and please be sure that the problem description remains less than 100 characters. Once that information is entered, if there are suggested solutions to your problem, that information would auto-populate in this particular area. If there were no suggested solutions to your problem, please continue on to enter service request details. Here we have a question on, can the problem be duplicated? If yes, you want to enter yes and add any additional details with regards to the duplication of the problem. Once that's entered, you may move on or tab to the next field. When did the problem first start and or last occur? I'll enter data here. Moving on and tabbing to the next field, have any changes occurred recently, such as additions, modifications to the environment? Again, this is a required field. If there have not been any changes, you may enter that information here as well. In tabbing to the next field, you have an option to add any additional comments. Here, if there's any additional data related to the troubleshooting or the problem, be sure to add it here. It may expedite the troubleshooting as well as further the troubleshooting prior to your initial call. So if you have particular extensions that you can enter here or trunk groups that are associated with the problem, please feel free to enter that data here. If not, it is not a required field, and you can move on to the severity. And looking at the severity, this is a required option, and you have 4 options here that you can select from. Option 1, which is critical, is a totally out of service condition. Option 2, high, would indicate 25% or more impact of service, quality, or availability. Option 3, medium, would indicate less than 25% impact. And option 4, low, which is no impact to communication service. For our exercise, we will choose option 4. Once that is completed, if you scroll down, you will reach section 3, which is contact information. For this field, you may click on Change Contact. This field may already be populated with contact data associated with this particular SOL2. For our exercise, I will choose my name, Stephanie Davis, as the contact. This will be the primary contact that the service desk associate and or backbone engineer will reach out to initially. Once that's completed, you see option 4 for attachments. Attachments will be added in the next step. So at this point, we are ready to click Submit. And you have now created your first Avaya service request. Please note that you will have a service request number. You may want to note this number down because you may have to come back to it for future reference or to check on the status of your service request. We spoke briefly about attachments on the previous page. Here is the section at which you may add attachments by simply clicking the Add Attachments button. Here you might want to add attachments such as screen captures or screenshots, trace information or trace data that you have collected that is related to the issue. If not, you have completed the service request submission, and an Avaya associate will be contacting you soon. This concludes the presentation on creating a service request. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me at any time. Thank you.